A bug crawled onto the primitive man's face. When he woke up, he casually grabbed one, thinking it was free food, but he never expected that the real food was actually himself. He discovered that countless beetles had covered his entire body. Even the cave was completely infested. He immediately stood up and started hitting his body repeatedly. Suddenly, a giant beetle climbed onto his back. The primitive man grabbed it and forcefully threw it away. The beetle's hard shell cut his hand. That was when he realized the insect's shell was nearly indestructible. Even a spear couldn't pierce through it. So he changed his strategy. He flipped the beetle over and attacked its soft underside. Soon, he found the insect's weakness and successfully eliminated all the beetles. After that, he fed the insects to the injured T-Rex. The next day, the primitive man discovered that the water source inside the cave had dried up. To find a new source of water, he decided to explore outside. Seeing that the hyenas seemed to have left, he moved rocks to block the entrance and carefully checked every gap. However, he had no idea that the hyenas had never actually left. They were hiding outside the cave, waiting for the perfect chance to attack. At that moment, the T-Rex was trapped inside, and danger could strike at any second. Just when the situation became critical, the sound of a fierce battle came from outside the cave. The next moment, the rocks blocking the entrance were pushed away. The primitive man rushed back inside. By then, seeing this, the T-Rex angrily tried to stand up and help, but its injured back legs had not recovered yet, and its body kept trembling. The primitive man calmed it down. Then, he suddenly remembered the beetles he had killed before. So, he chose two of the largest beetles and attached them to his hands. The strongest prehistoric boxing gloves were born. When he stepped outside the cave again, he discovered that a group of hyenas had already surrounded him. The primitive man put on the beetle armor and prepared for battle. Although he was the strongest primitive man facing such a large number of hyenas, he slowly began to fall into danger. But at that moment, the T-Rex suddenly rushed out of the cave. It stood beside the primitive man and fought alongside him. When the hyenas saw the T-Rex appear, they instantly lost their courage. In the end, they could only run away in defeat, leaving the battlefield behind.